I was going through some trades recently and I realized that I have the opportunity to trade Andrew McCutchen to the Padres for Josh Hamilton, Justin Masterson, and Travis Hafner. You can see McCutchen is batting .187 this year, only has 3 hits. I don't know, he's struggling, and when you have an opportunity to get a guy like Josh Hamilton, you almost feel like you have to do it. So let me know what you guys think below. Should I do it or should I not do it? You guys can decide. So anyway, the reason I have not been active on GFS lately is because my computer broke and then I had to reinstall my editing software and I had some trouble with that. But anyway, let's get to the point. I had a video ready to upload to GFS, but unfortunately because my computer broke, I lost that video. And so in those 2 games, in the very first game, they were both 1-0 wins, but in the first game Adam Dunn was the hero. He had the walk-off home run in the 7th inning. And then in the second game, Andre Ethier played hero. He had a home run in the top of the 3rd inning. And that was all the scoring for both games. It was a pretty quick video. And so at this point, I just decided to simulate 3 games just to get back to the top of the rotation, which is where I would have been if I brought the last video. And so I'm going to sim. We end up going 1-2 in those 2 games. But we have the first-year player draft going on right now. I'm going to make 2 picks, and those are the 2 picks that I will sign. I look a lot more for potential than I do for actual skill at the time. And so they both have B potential, and so that's why I decided to draft them. And so let's get into the games. I'll see you after the intro.
Getting ready for what should be a good one tonight here in Houston. It's the Cubs and the Astros. Next.
And so quickly, let's take a look at the 2 lineups. If you need to pause it, please do. I know that was kind of quick. And so the possible trade chip, Andrew McCutchen is going to start off the game with a liner into left field. And so that's how the game will get started. And so Michael Pineda is on the hill for the first game, and then John Danks in the second game. And he's going to have a pretty easy first inning, striking out the side. But now in the second inning, here's Ryan Ludwig with a deep drive into left field. Back at the wall, and this ball is gone. Solo home run for Ryan Ludwig, his first on the season. And so the Cubs are out to an early 1-0 lead in this game. And so following that, bottom of the second inning, 1 out. Jerry Sands is going to get the first hit of the game for the Houston Astros. It's going to be a double down the left field line, and Manny Ramirez's throw is offline. So anyway, I've seen a couple suggestions lately. Number 1 was to put Colby Rasmus in the lineup, which is exactly what I did in the second game, as I almost turned a double play right here. That was pretty close, but then with 2 outs, I'm going to get the easy 6-4 put out. So anyway, that was the first suggestion, and then the second suggestion was to put the innings up to 9 per game. And I'll let you guys decide that as well. Would you like to see me play 9 innings per game instead of 6? I can probably still fit in 2 games per episode. And so let me know, would you prefer to see 9 innings over 6? And so right here we are in a little bit of a jam. I want nothing to do with David right here, so I'm just going to walk him intentionally. And so they have a bases loaded situation with nobody out. That is never a good thing if you are pitching, but he luckily strikes out that batter right there for the first out of the inning. And then following that, getting another strikeout, and so suddenly bases loaded and 2 outs instead of bases loaded and no outs. And then the pitch to Sands, he hit a double earlier, but this one is popped up to shallow right field in foul territory, and the catch will be made. And so very luckily the inning is over. That could have been a very bad inning. And so we head on to the top of the 4th inning with another chance to score, but Johan Santana is really shutting us down this game. The only offense we've had has been that Ryan Ludwig home run in the second inning. And then in the bottom of the 5th, what a play by Jim Thome. Diving to his right, saving a base hit. And then in the bottom of the 6th inning, I keep Pineda in the game. But there's going to be a leadoff single. And I say, you know what, Pineda, you've had a great game today. But I'm going to bring in Javi Guerra. And he's going to strike him out for the first out of the inning. And then following that, here's the pitch, and another strikeout, back-to-back strikeouts for Javi Guerra, and suddenly there are 2 outs, and then representing the last out, and did he go around? He did. Ball game over, our 3rd consecutive 1-0 win, and so the Cubs improved their record to 7-4 on the season, and that's a big save for Javi Guerra, his 2nd save of the season. And so getting into the 2nd game of this episode, we are at Wrigley Field taking on the Milwaukee Brewers, looking to improve to 8-4. We're going to get another look at the lineups right here. If you need to pause it once again, please do. They have Ichiro leading it off, but they do nothing in the 1st inning. So here is Stephen Drew, and he's going to start off this game with a base hit up the middle. Offense came early and often in this game. I raised the sliders, so hopefully there will be more scoring in this series versus just 1-0 wins all the time. And so Ether's going to get a base hit to the right side right there. And so we start off the game with back-to-back base hits. And then following that, Miguel Cabrera, he's going to get a base hit up the middle. This is going to score Stephen Drew as an error is made in center field. So the runner can also advance from 2nd to 3rd on the play. And so here, even Jim Thome's getting in on it. Base hit up the middle for him. It is now a 2-0 Cubs lead. And already still we have no outs with 1st and 2nd. That was a big hit. The pitching coach needs to come out to talk to him already. But then with 2 outs after the double play, Adam Dunn is going to fly out to right field to Ichiro to end the inning. And so we put 2 up on the board, get 4 hits. And in the bottom of the 2nd inning, line drive into center field is going to be caught. But the runner's going to tag up and go home, and he will score. And so now the score is 2-1. And so they put a run on the board. Now here's Colby Rasmus. You asked, you got, and the first hit of the season for Colby Rasmus into right field. I've decided I'm going to start Rasmus much more often than I do Manny Ramirez now. And now here's Stephen Drew. He has a very high batting average on the season. This one's deep into right field, over the glove of Ichiro. And let's see if the run can score. He's going to come around 3rd, and he's going to score with ease. And so it is now a 3-1 ball game. And the Cubs are out to a pretty nice lead already here in the game. You can see Stephen Drew just got his hands around it, and he crushed it into right field. And so let's see what John Danks can do. He is the pitcher for us in this game. And Espinoza deep into left center field. This one was an absolute bomb. Nothing you can do about that. 3-2 count. You just got to lay one in there. But that one flew out of the park in a hurry. And so now here's Jim Thome, runner on 1st. And that's into left field for a base hit. So it looks like the Cubs have another big scoring opportunity here. It is 1st and 2nd with only 1 out. But now here with 2 outs, Jesus Montero is up. And he's going to fly one into pretty deep right field. Ichiro is on the run. But he is going to make the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. And so the Cubs cannot capitalize on an opportunity here. 4, 5, 6 in their lineup. And no outs, runner on 1st. Ground ball up the middle. Could be 2. Will be 2. 6-4-3 double play. And that's quickly 2 outs. And then in the bottom of the 4th inning, Stephen Drew is up once again. And this is up the middle. And this was ruled a hit. And with that hit, he is 3 for 3 on the day. And that will raise his average up to 448 on the season. Talk about a fantastic day. Talk about being a fantasy sleeper in our draft. As we turn in another big double play here in the 5th inning. And in the bottom of the 5th inning, getting a very, very, very key insurance run. Deep drive into left center field. Home run for Lance Berkman. His 2nd, maybe even 3rd home run on the season. And so the Cubs are out to a 4-2 lead. He crushed that ball. It was middle in. And he really likes that location. And so then in the bottom half, we are going to bring in Javi Guerra to hopefully record the save. And here's the pitch, and it's going to be a ground ball. And he's going to help himself out on defense, getting the easy out at first base for the 1st out of the inning. And then the ground ball to Miguel Cabrera on the 3-2 count. That's going to be the 2nd out of the inning. And then the 3rd out is represented by Paul Goldschmidt. And he's going to strike out looking on the outside corner. Great pitch by Javi Guerra, and this ball game is over. And so anyway, guys, MotheFo16 signing out. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a like. Come give me a sub. Give GameFaceStudios a sub. Follow me on Twitter, @MotheFo16. And I will see you guys next time with another video. Stephen Drew is having a monster season, and let me know if I should trade Andrew McCutchen or not.